Hello everyone, welcome to IASbaba. The main thing is now the prelims have finished and once upon a time one day the answer keys will come and we don't know when it comes. But the thing is at least prelims answer keys will come, and after 100 plus years of existence of UPSC till now the mains answer keys have never come. The indication is that when UPSC never releases answer keys of mains, it is saying indirectly that whatever I have asked is hidden in the question itself. I have clearly mentioned what I have asked in the question and you have to decipher the demand and answer accordingly. Yes, likewise. So to that extent, like how to prepare for mains and how your revision should be, how your making of notes should be, how your answer writing practice should be, how your brainstorming should be, that we will be dealing with the mains exclusive program. So from IASbaba, I take one good example of a subject, that is international relations. In the international relations, say the questions will be revolving around some important topics. So be it any mains topic for that matter, be it Indian society or be it international relations, be it Indian internal security, be it governance or be it ethics. So the questions keep on revolving. These are the subjects where you can make a thorough notes and you can provide a value added or power packed answers to your questions. Yes. Now compared to other subjects like polity or history, geography, so questions can come anywhere from the vast subject for which you have prepared for prelims. So this is one area where you can make notes, and here we will discuss how to revise, how to make notes and how to brainstorm. Yes, we will begin. Revision. So take any of your class notes. So from your foundation or any other classes, you might have say studied this subject, take a class notes, do just a quick revision, don't read line by line at this point of time. Yes. Then so your daily newspaper notes, by now during prelims preparation or before prelims preparation, when you started preparing for UPSC, you might have read Hindu articles or any other newspaper, Indian Express, so you might have made notes. So like go through that notes. Or you have monthly magazines, so we have a plenty of monthly magazines now, so take up the international relations chapter of those monthly magazines. So now you have read superficially, don't read line by line, be quick, the time is less. We have 2 months max, and after which we have to be giving the exam. Earlier 3 months were there, now UPSC has reduced the time. UPSC is as sadistic as that. UPSC always says ये करके दिखाओ कि मुझे, क्योंकि so now it is like when you do something in less amount of time, it is imagine that you are a better bureaucrat. Yes, likewise. So whatever UPSC's thought process might be, but we have less time, so that is what from our end we have to prepare as a contingency plan. So that is why after prelims the mains preparation should be bit faster and it should be bit regular and thorough. Yes, likewise. Now you have read everything and now I want you to make notes banana hai. And when you make notes, I say that don't go for information shortage and don't opt for information overloading. Say for example, so your best topic is environment. You made a 20-page notes on environment. No question came from environment. So even in the environment topic, so the questions were not from your notes. It is of complete waste. So now rather than making bulk notes on one topic, say you made 120 pages notes on say women. So now again it is like I suggest, rather than making 20 pages notes on women, make one page notes on 20 topics. Say 1 page on women, 1 page on caste, 1 page on religion, just the statistics, or say 1 page on climate change, 1 page on global warming, or anything for that matter. So take up one page and go for diverse topics. Yes, likewise. So in international relations, how you can make notes? Give first preference to India and its neighbors. Yes, so say India-Nepal relations, 1 page of notes on India-Nepal relations. India-Pakistan relations, 1 page of notes on India-Pakistan relations. Or might be say India-Sri Lankan relations, 1 page. So cover all the neighbors with one page of notes. Yes, and Say after finishing the neighborhood first policy of Modi ji, so Vishwaguru. Now next comes with important nations in news. So which all nations India has encountered? So our Prime Minister, he keeps on roaming all over India. Yes, so when he roams, so what all nations he has visited, or might be like what are the nations which have come to us to sign some agreements, which are nations are controversial. So those important nations, so we can make notes on. Yes, say for example, so we had a bilateral treaty with UK, so make notes on India UK relations. Yes, likewise Prime Minister had visited UAE, United Arab Emirates, make a notes on the UAE India relations. Yes, on those lines. Yes, so we started with India, then we finished our neighborhood. We started with India, we finished our neighborhood, then we made notes on important nations, and then next go to regional organizations which are in news. Say BIMSTEC, there was a meeting or a summit was held in BIMSTEC, make a notes on BIMSTEC. ASEAN Summit or Indian Ocean Rim Association Summit, or the latest organizations like AUKUS, I2U2, so go for such ones. Say we have come across questions from all these. AUKUS, there was a question in the previous year, I2U2, there was a question in the previous year. So it is that, yes, so the regional organizations can also necessarily come in the exam. Shanghai Cooperation Organization, that was also once in news. Yes, go for that one. Then go for international organizations in news. Say for example your G20 or G7, G20 summit, G7 summit, or say sometimes you might have the meeting of World Bank, WTO, some issues arising out of that meeting, so you can make notes on them as well. Yes, so make sure that by this your notes will be complete. And now I bet that not the everything from notes come in your exams. So not everything in your note comes in your exams. So it might be like 10% hit ratio, 20% hit ratio on the basis of your choice. Now I suggest that, so this is not an exhaustive list and this is not the end of the world. So by taking the knowledge from here, by taking a cue from your notes, how you will say hit your answers. Yes, so whenever some twists and turns are present in the question, how you will be able to answer. For that we will go to next part, that is your brainstorming part or answer writing part. Yes, say now for example you made a notes on some regional organization, you made a notes on BIMSTEC. Yes, now UPSC asks a comparison between ASEAN and BIMSTEC. Yes, when you have made a notes on BIMSTEC, so you should be able to write some answer what you know on that comparison based question. After you write that ASEAN part, there will be a gap that is felt. You felt like ASEAन के points नहीं मिल रहा है, तो ASEAN के points में थोड़ा lacuna है हमारे अंदर. So now we will make notes on ASEAN, or we will upgrade our notes by adding ASEAN facts. So by that your notes refines. So again, as much time you spend in brainstorming, so much time, so much perfection you will attain. So in our classes, so we will be dealing with these important topics, the India and its neighbors, we will have brief discussion, and important nations we will have brief discussion, and say regional organizations and the international organizations we will discuss, and we will make short notes. So how will be our notes? We will discuss in the class, and you will be getting the handouts also, the notes. Say I have brought a sample of notes which I made for India-Sri Lankan relations. In that, say first we have jargons for introductions and conclusion. So Modi ji is famous for jargons. Yes, so here we have Asian century, so not from Modi ji, a good old jargon. And then we have the neighborhood first policy. Then we have Sagar, security and growth for all. Yes, and there are other jargons also which you can always use, like your principle of non-reciprocity, look east, act east policy. Yes, security first policy, all those you can use in introduction and conclusion. Yes, likewise. And after that we will go for structuring your points. The historical part, say I want to write the point on Buddhism. So the religion part, I included one fact, that is in the 3rd century BC, Ashoka's son of Mahinda, he introduced Buddhism to Sri Lanka. And Cholas, so they had conquered a territory of Sri Lanka and they ruled over there. And so then comes to your the LTTE story. So in the 1970s, so we had the 13th agreement during Rajiv Gandhi time and the Indian peacekeeping force. So that was again. And 1991, so one black spot in the history of India-Sri Lankan relations, that is assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Yes, so like whatever the positive negative he did, he was our prime minister. Politicians will get respect after their tenure is over and say when they become a neutral persons. So till then politics is called as a thankless job. So you have to keep say listening the criticisms, not an issue. Yes. Then 2009, the civil war in Sri Lanka. So again that is the LTTE Prabhakaran. So he was killed and Mahinda Rajapaksa, the then president, he successfully carried out this operation. Again, how successful is again a debatable topic, but for us, so 1 point is more than enough. हम आंसर ही तो लिखना है, ऐसे थोड़ी कि श्रीलंका में घुस के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है. So like you will solve problems once you become foreign secretary. Now though we will become under secretary first. Yes. Then political. So there were some political events, either they are controversial or they are the link pins of relations. Kachativo Island. Yes, there was again so much of controversy that we gave Kachativo Island to Sri Lanka without constitutional amendment. All those things were there without consulting parliament. Whatever, Kachativo Island is one of the issue. And fishermen issue, that is bottom trawling, it turns into politics because when our fishermen are being caught and our boats have been seized by the Sri Lankan government, we will always trade off. So whether we demand for the release, whether we should get the fishermen back, whether we should get the boat also along with that, again it is an issue. Then India, Sri Lanka both being members of SAARC, BIMSTEC, etc. again, so it becomes an important political issue. Then we are also members of Indian Ocean Rim Association, IORF. So here also we can have some political debates and discussions. So some of the points. So in short, how to make notes, that I will be showing here and the same will be given as notes to you. So revise them and be thorough with that. Then strategic. Friends, what is strategic? Related to Indian sovereignty and Indian defense. So we'll see China's Belt and Road Initiative. So how China is trying to dominate the Asian nations and that too against India, Japan and other competitors. Yes. Then string of pearls. Again, the China is trying to make so many military bases around India. So that is how the string of pearls is made. So you are already clearing prelims. I don't want to explain this in detail. So like this, there are so many military bases forming a string of pearls around India. Then safety and security of Indian Ocean and the trade routes. So we have got the permission for extracting polymetallic nodules, PMN, from the International Seabed Authority. So again, so that we will be doing in the Indian Ocean, where even Sri Lanka is also concerned. Then defense exercise, that is Sri Lanka India defense exercise, the SLINEX. Then come to next, economical. So here whenever economical point comes, be thorough with at least one data statistics for every nation. And even if you approximate and write, I think examiner will more appreciate your statistics rather than cross-checking. Say for example, I have made my notes saying that, say the bilateral trade between India and Sri Lanka is up to $5.5 billion. So here if it is 5.52 or 5.54, I don't think examiner will be concerned on that, but he will appreciate you writing one fact on that. Yes, likewise. So we already have India-Sri Lanka free trade agreement. In 2000 we did it, and we have this one also, that is our trade happens to be up to this amount. And the mercantile trade, it forms the largest part. So this itself forms up to $2 billion of trade. So that means, okay, this is the main component of trade we have. And then we have, so India gave 4 billion monetary relief to Sri Lanka during its crisis. So we have given some grants, so $4 billion. Then lastly, socio-cultural element of India-Sri Lanka relations. We have India started a high impact community development projects. Friends, especially in the LTTE war-torn North Sri Lanka, we have done so many welfare activities. We under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, we have been constructing several houses over there. So we have set up this high impact community development projects over there. And then we have cultural cooperation agreement. So in 1977, so under this, so we have been introducing the mutual cultural elements like Buddhism or yoga or any other things like music, dances, movies, etc. Mutual recognition. Then we have Ramayana. We have the mythological link of Ramayana wherein so we have heard and read Rama went to Sri Lanka and so he killed Ravan. But the thing is, currently the Sigiri of Lion Rocks, so that is the place where Ravana had lived. So that has been hitting the social media by naming as the 8 wonders of the world. People are calling it 8 wonders of the world. That means so they have been maintained so well in Sri Lanka. And so before Ram Mandir was built, so around Ayodhya, so we have not maintained up to that extent. Yes, so the fault is on all caste and religion people. It is only that, so Indians as a whole we have to blame. So it is all about cleanliness, it is not about religion. At least you should have maintained cleanliness in that area. Then India Sri Lankan Foundation for Promotion of Tourism and Music. So again, under this agreement we have the foundation and we have been promoting tourism, music, all those things. Yes, so I have prepared a short notes, so it will be helpful for quick revision for you. India Sri Lanka के बारे में क्या है, ये चीज़ है. Yes, likewise. Now, after making the notes, revise that 2 to 3 times and go for answer writing practice. So here I have got one PYQ. The virus of conflict is affecting the functioning of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In the light of above statement, point out the role of India in mitigating the problems. So the whole question depends on how well you made notes on India Shanghai Cooperation Organization relations. Yes, so if you have made at least 4 to 5 points, or at least say some 2 to 3 points, you can make very good answer. And here we have made some 12 to 13 points, so which is more than enough to write an answer. So such questions I call as direct questions, which come directly from your notes, and I want you to vomit that like anything. So these questions should not take more time to think, and you have to dump all your points into that. Mains is all about acceleration, friends. The more accelerator you put it inside the exam hall, the more marks you will get. Accelerator in the sense, you have to accelerate your thinking process, you have to accelerate the writing speed, and you have to maintain the neatness meanwhile. Yes, the time management and the thinking speed, and at the same time your arguments will be relevant and they should be logical as well. Illogical nahi likhna hai. Yes, likewise. So you should not write your argument, you have to write the tried and tested official arguments. Yes, likewise. So Pakistan का क्या solution है, उड़ा दे पाकिस्तान को, ऐसे नहीं लिखना है. So that is not a like a formal logical argument. So a bureaucratic maturity doesn't demand such arguments. Yes, likewise. So such direct questions you will write once you prepare your notes. Yes, so there is no worries with that. So do write answers on these questions every day, so that we have the daily answer writing practice. So in MEP we also have the daily answer writing practice as well. So inside the class itself we will take 1 or 2 questions and practice questions on those topics what we discussed. Then come to next. Here is one question. So India is an age-old friend of Sri Lanka. Discuss India's role in recent crisis in Sri Lanka in the light of preceding statement. So now the question says, yes, India is an age-old friend of Sri Lanka. Yes, that we know, and we have so many points, historical points we will put on that. The second part is not from your notes. So there you have to either update from current affairs, or we have to think on the spot. If you have been reading newspaper last year, or if you have read monthly magazines, and if you have updated your notes or underline inside monthly magazine and revise, so need not make the notes again. So if that much is enough to write an answer, we'll see how to write this answer. Now say in the introduction we can write, India always follows the neighborhood first policy, hence India has a good relationship with the neighbors since ages. So with the neighborhood first policy, India has a good relationship within neighbors. I can't write with bigger fonts, so I say what I write. Yes, India being following the neighborhood first policy, okay, India has a good relationship with all neighbors since ages. So some issues might be there, but this is true fact. Then India is an age-old friend. I want the heading here, age-old friend. And also friends, it is also necessary to answer the assertion. See the question pe nahi jana hai. Yes, directly don't go to your economic crisis. So write the assertion. So when someone asks a question in the interview, so you will answer the assertion also. Yes, so India is well known or India is infamous for corruption. What is your take on that? So now you will not jump to your take. No sir, corruption is not there. Kisne bola sir? ऐसा नहीं बोलना है. Yes sir. So India is said to be having some negativity over corruption. So give the corruption perception index or give some statistics to prove the point and then take your stand. But I have a contrary stand sir. I have a contrary stand ma'am. So that is how you formally answer the question. Now age old friend. So here write some points. I suggest so historical and write some of the points like this. Yes, so Mahinda introduced Buddhism. Mahinda Ashoka's son introduced Buddhism. And so here we can write the 1990s, the Indian peacekeeping force. 1991, here assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Yes, and later killing of LTTE Prabhakaran or LTTE anti-LTTE operations. The historical thing we wrote. So in one hub and spoke, you finish the assertion. Now get back to the answer. If in the page properly, if you write, so you can finish this by half a page. Now come to India's role. India's role in solving the financial crisis. So first point we will write, India, we can write the bailout. Give the heading bailout. India gave $4 billion as bailouts. Underline this $4 billion. Then second point, we have given some loans. We have given some loans. Put the heading loans. And we have given some $500 million as loans. Loans for them to purchase petroleum. For them to purchase petroleum, so that they can purchase petroleum for their daily use. So they are also petrol importing nations. So we have say given loans. Apart from bailout, we have given loans. Then we have also gone for currency swap agreements. Currency swap agreements. Currency swap agreements for maintaining the Sri Lanka's forex reserves. For maintaining Sri Lanka's forex reserves. For maintaining Sri Lanka's forex reserves. Yes. And fourthly, infrastructural development. We have undertaken other welfare programs like building of house under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Yes. And we have also been building one port in Kanke Senturai. Kanke Senturai. Yes, the names are a bit difficult. So as difficult as your Sangam literature. Padinel Melkanakku, Padinel Kilkanakku. तो नॉर्थ इंडियंस हालत हो जाएंगे प्रोनाउंस करते. Yes, Kanke Senturai port we have been building. Yes, likewise. And then in the conclusion, so after say some 4 to 5 points, and here we have written this also, conclusion. So India being the elder brother, so we should keep on say guiding Sri Lanka. Example, India sends election observers, so in order to ensure that free and fair election happens in Sri Lanka. And in other words, Sri Lanka also calls Indian bureaucrats to observe their elections. So that goodwill gesture we have to keep maintaining. Yes. So whatever positive we have, so that we can put in one conclusion and finished off. So if you keep on writing such answers, so one thing is like your notes and the demand of question, if they are different, you can fill that gap. And if you brainstorm more and more such questions, I bet in exam hall no question will be difficult for you, or no question will go blank. अरे blank हो गया, एक भी point नहीं आ रहा है, तो ऐसे नहीं होगा. Yes, so it is only that, the making notes and brainstorming. And I suggest, so spend your free time. So जब घूमने जा रहे हो, so when you are doing your daily chores, spend your time in brainstorming. एक क्वेश्चन लगा दिया अंदर, सोचते रहना है कि दिमाग घूमता है वॉशिंग मशीन जैसे. सो कुछ निकलता है पॉइंट्स, कि जब पॉइंट्स निकलता है, सो देन यू विल गेट दैट सेटिस्फैक्शन. निकल गए. सो यस, सो दैट इज हाउ से you spend your time in this. And I suggest don't spend your time in reading books over books and books. So that is not the apt preparation, and this is not the apt time to do that. Yes, and even you can brainstorm your essays, so that is also one good thing. Yes, and coming to next, I have already discussed this question. Do you think that BIMSTEC is a parallel organization like SARC? Say now you have made the notes on BIMSTEC but not on SARC. So now while preparing here, you will get to know that yes, SARC का भी बनाना है. So prepare some short notes on SARC. Yes, so such things will be helpful in exam, because if you want to increase your success rate, if you want to double your success rate, in other words, if you want to double your success rate, you have to multiply your failure rate. Yes, you fail thousands times inside your practice matches, or inside your study table. In your practice matches you fail 1,000 times. In the match there are least chance for you to fail, and there are all chances to succeed. Yes, likewise. So the more and more brainstorming you do, you will get to know that yes, these are the gray areas where I have to study. And it is not that you have to make notes for sure. It is only that go and read some SARC points and update your vocabulary of points. So that is more than enough. So spend your time productively, and don't waste the time, and don't spend the time in doing unnecessary things. So that proper guidance and proper way of preparation is very much necessary for mains. Because I have always seen students, so you feel that कि मैंने ऐसे लिखा है कि पूरा हिंदुस्तान में कोई लिख ही नहीं सकता, and marks ऐसे आएंगे कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान में किसको आया ही नहीं. Yes, so better don't do that. So you should get a predictable success. Yes, the paper was difficult because the questions demand I couldn't satisfy, because my notes, my brain was not that trained. So you should get to know that trends, and once you get to know the trend, so you will get the predictable marks. हाँ, GS1 में so इतना हो सकता है, GS2 में थोड़ा कम हो सकता है. So that prediction you have to get to know. It should never be that your best performing paper will give you the worst marks. कि मैंने ऐसे लिखा है कि तो पूरा जबरदस्त और मार्क्स आए कि 60s. So that should not be there. And when you do that, आप क्या करोगे? So once that happens, so you don't know where you went wrong, and now we will roam all over market कि उस mentor से पकड़ो सर मेरा ऐसे हो गया. Now next you will go to, so you will be searching from mentors to mentors. So it is not about finding your fault from the mentors. Find your faults within you. Yes, so the piece is within yours. So what is outside is not the actual piece. Yes, likewise. So prepare likewise. I wish all the very best for all the aspirants who are giving mains, and come out with flying colors. Yes, good luck friends.